Discipline is what we're going to talk about, but man, so many other things. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? You gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable. You know that message. The message is, if you do the hard things now, your life will be easy. If you're always looking to do the easy things now, your life will be hard. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, the reason you're on this call is because you want to grow. You want to get better. You want to design a life you don't need a break from. You want your ideal life to manifest. So you have to start doing these types of things. You have to start living your life uncomfortably, right? Have the uncomfortable conversation. All of us have a conversation that need to be had with somebody that's a little uncomfortable, and we just are avoiding it. We don't want to have it. Some of us need to have a conversation with ourselves that's a little uncomfortable, that we don't want to have. But the more that we put ourselves in that environment, the more that we are uncomfortable, the more comfortable your life will become, the more comfortable you get with the way life works. It says in there, right? Life is always going to happen to us. Life is always moving. Life is not going to slow down. The problem's going to keep piling up. The situations are going to keep happening. The seasons are going to keep changing. What sets us apart is you're comfortable in that uncomfort, like in that discomfort, right? You're comfortable being uncomfortable. It's such a huge part for everybody that wants to elevate and take their life to the next level. We can always put this and kind of relate this to the text. 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class. The great ones choose discipline over pleasure. How often are we choosing pleasure, what we feel? That's what he was talking about at the very end of the video. You can't let your feelings take over. You have to take control of your feelings. So how often are we choosing the pleasurable things, the things that our flesh wants, the things that our feelings want, over the disciplines of life? The small disciplines. It's the small disciplines that create big wins. It's the small disciplines that add up, that give you the momentum to do whatever it is you're trying to do. Remember, success is success in all areas of our life. It's our health, it's our finances, it's our business, it's our relationships. It's in parenting. It's in all of it. It's the small disciplines that create those big wins. Here's what it says in here. It says, when average performers have had enough for the day and call it quits, champions are usually just getting started. Discipline is the watchword of great performers. Discipline makes the difference between the good and the great. I'll say that again. Discipline makes the difference between the good and the great. The great ones will tell you discipline is more of a decision than it is an active skill. It's the ability to stay the course and complete promises you've made. The fulfillment of these promises builds confidence and self-esteem, which eventually leads to the champions to believe almost anything is possible. It's a habit and a self-fulfilling prophecy built into one. Discipline is a logic-based decision that performers adhere to regardless of whether they feel like it or not. One more time for the people in the back. Discipline is a logic-based decision that performers adhere to regardless of whether they feel like it or not. Discipline pushes performers past pain and punishment. As my late business partner and mentor, Bill Gove, always said, it's easier to act yourself into good thinking than to think yourself into good action. This is the mindset of the champion. The great ones like Bill Gove don't let feelings interfere with their performance. Instead, they harness the power of their emotional motivators to propel them past the competition. Average people see discipline as a painful chore to be avoided at all costs. The world class sees this as the ultimate power tool of performance. Discipline, ladies and gentlemen. Where are you lacking discipline? Where are the areas in your life? We all know this. This is self-reflective. Remember, I just talked about this on Wednesday, taking full responsibility of our life. That's how we design the life that we actually want, is by taking full responsibility of it. You are in the position you are in because of the thoughts, actions, and habits that you have exhibited over the past year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. That's what's got you here. Take ownership of that. And part of taking ownership is being self-aware to identify, well, where do I lack a little discipline? Where could I discipline myself a little bit more? Where could I push myself just a little bit more to restrain myself, to do the harder thing instead of the easier thing? Where? You have to be self-aware enough to know what those areas are for you in your life, because there are areas, we all have them, that we know we could just add a little bit more discipline. And again, when people start to say things, and some of you may say it or have people around you that say it, like, oh, I'm just not that disciplined, or right, oh, I procrastinate, or whatever the case is, remember, discipline is a decision. It's a decision. That's what it says in here. The great ones will tell you discipline is more of a decision than an active skill. So let's go back to your decision-making process. How good are you at making a decision and sticking to it? Or are we double-minded? A double-minded man is what? Certain in all his ways, right? You cannot stand. At the end of the day, you have to make a decision and stand with that decision. So discipline is just the decision that you're going to do what you said you're going to do. That's it. It's a decision that you're making to be disciplined. It's a decision to say, I'm going to wake up and go to the gym. It's a decision to say, I'm going to make my phone calls. It's a decision to say, I'm going to eat the right way. Like, these are decisions. Yes, they are hard. You heard it in the video. Nothing worthwhile is easy. It shouldn't be. You don't want it to be easy. If it were easy, everybody would do it. If it were easy, everybody would have a great life. If it were easy, everybody would have a great marriage. Everybody would be great parents. Everybody would be in great health and make all the money. If it were easy, everybody would do it. You don't want it easy. You want it hard. You want to put yourself through the hardest things. You want to test yourself. You want to continue to grow, because that's how we get to the life that we want. It's all through the disciplines. It's all through the hard stuff. We live in a society where people talk about the pleasures, the things that make things easier. But in the long run, those are the things that make your life the hardest. If you've never tested yourself, if you've never put yourself in the fire, if you've never put your back against the wall, if you've never had to test your faith, if you've never had to do these things, then when the time really comes, when life punches you in the mouth, you're not ready. And life is hard because you've had an easy life. You've chosen the easy path. You haven't chosen the path of discipline. So that's, if you struggle with this, make the decision today. Make the decision today to say, I'm going to do the harder thing. I'm going to choose the harder route. I'm going to choose the route that's not the easiest. I'm going to choose the less traveled route. And then watch how your life changes, because now you get comfortable in this discomfort. You get comfortable doing the hard thing. You get comfortable with the discipline. And it says in here, right? The fulfillment of the promises that you make to yourself, right? The disciplines, the fulfillment of these promises builds confidence and self-esteem. That's what we all need a little bit more of. A little bit more confidence, a little bit more self-esteem, knowing that the things that you want will happen, knowing that anything is possible, knowing that you are capable, knowing that you have all that you need inside of you to go get to the life that you want. Confidence and self-esteem is built by you being disciplined. The other side is also true, ladies and gentlemen. The lack of discipline, the less discipline we have in our life, the less confidence we have, the less self-esteem we have. That's the way that this works. So if you are in a position where you feel like you need some more confidence, or right, you don't feel the greatest about yourself or your talents or your gifts or any of those things, you feel like you have limits on you, let's start with making the decision to be disciplined. Pick a few areas to be disciplined in your life and work at it. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be hard. I'll say it again. Yes, it will be hard. None of this stuff is easy. None of it. But what's the alternative? The alternative is now that saying that comes up, discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. What's the alternative? The alternative is you have a bunch of regret later in life. The regret that will weigh tons, because now you can do nothing about it. That's the other side of not having discipline, of not building our confidence and our self-esteem, of not going after the life that we deserve. The other side is regret. is when you're 82. You're like, man, I wish I would have. Oh man, I wish I could have done that. I should have made that decision. And now you're out of energy. You're closer to being out of time. You can't do those same things. So the discipline that weighs ounces right now, that is hard, that's going to shake up your life a little bit, that's going to make you uncomfortable, that's going to make you have some bad days, it's going to make you want to cry and make you want to get frustrated, and all those little things that we're trying to avoid, those disciplines, that's what's going to give you the life that you want. Discipline's the key, ladies and gentlemen. It says here in this quote, it says, with self-discipline, anything is possible. I believe discipline is the ultimate key as it determines your approach towards every day. Discipline keeps you focused and keeps you performing at a world-class level. It's discipline. Keeps you focused. If you lack focus, you lack following one course until you're successful, let's put some disciplines in place. If you think you got some limits on your life, if you don't know how to go build that business or how to make that money or whatever it is, let's put some disciplines down. Let's put some disciplines in our personal development. Here's the action step for today. It's always a good one. On a scale from 1 to 7, 7 being most disciplined, rate yourself. How disciplined are you in these different areas of your life? How disciplined are you in your business and career? How disciplined are you to your business, honestly? How often do you show up? If you just have a job, right? How disciplined are you in your career? How disciplined are you even if you have a hobby that you're trying to turn into a career? I hear this all the time from artists specifically, whether it's music artists, right? People that paint, draw, that stuff. They want to go off and sell their art. They want to become like make money from it. I always ask them, how often are you doing your art? Like artists, if you're an artist, if you draw, you should be drawing at every given moment of the day that you have time to draw. If you sing, if you make beats, whatever it is, you should be doing that at all times of the day that you actually have time to do it. But most people aren't disciplined in their art, in their business, in their career life. They're not disciplined. So how disciplined are you in that area? How disciplined are you around your friends and family? How disciplined are you with the boundaries you set? How disciplined are you with showing up when you say you're going to show up? How disciplined are you with giving your friends and family your word and sticking to it? How disciplined are you in that area? How about your money? Huh? How disciplined are you saving? How disciplined are you paying off debt? How disciplined are you budgeting? How disciplined are you in these areas that are going to make your life better? Right? What about your health? What about your diet and your exercise? How disciplined are you? Are we on again, off again? Or are we disciplined in how we choose to eat, in what we choose to do? How disciplined are you in your faith, in your spiritual life? How disciplined are you, right? Connecting to your source, getting in the word. How disciplined are you in your personal growth, in your personal development? I'll end with this. Jim Rohn said in there, every new discipline activates the old disciplines. Every new discipline that you create activates all the older ones. So how disciplined are you in these areas? I would encourage you and challenge each and every one of you to actually work on your discipline this weekend. I know for the masses, the weekends are time to relax, to not think, to not work, to just binge on things, to go out. Like that's what the masses do. You want to be different. You want to design the life you want. This weekend, let's focus on some disciplines. Guess what? October 1st is right around the corner. 90 days left in the year. 90 days. Why not do something for 90 days where you could be disciplined? Why not get disciplined in an area for 90 days? Might be a good time to start. Might be something you want to think about this weekend. You might want to ponder on this weekend. Because at the end of the day, we only get one life, ladies and gentlemen. You guys deserve to live it to the fullest. I dropped that link back there in the chat if you guys want that video. By the way, all of these, just so you know, go up on our YouTube channel. We're probably a month behind. So this, right, they come out. But at the end of the day, right, you can always have this. I want y'all to win. You know this. I tell you this all the time. You deserve to win. Your families deserve to win. I'm proud of you for showing up. If nobody else tells you that you deserve to win, I will continue to tell you that, right? You got to go after the life that you deserve. You deserve it. Your family deserves it, but we got to do the hard stuff right now. We got to do the hard stuff right now. All right. So go out there, make it happen. Enjoy the weekend. The YouTube channel, just search United Agency. It's blue. Dana's got the hoodie on. I got the hoodie on. Search United Agency on YouTube. It'll pop up. Love you guys. Enjoy your weekend, man. We'll be back on Monday. Go make it happen. Go do something that scares you today, like makes you super uncomfortable, makes you get the pit in your stomach. Do that this weekend. Come back and talk about it next week. Love y'all. Take care.